Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the different forms of recurring revenue models, also known as continuity, which is the lifeblood of a business if you have any form of business. But more importantly, if you have some form of online business, which tends to have a lot of ebbs and flows, the continuity offers kind of allows you to know kind of what money you're going to be bringing in month to month on a regular basis. Yes, there's going to be churn and everything else involved, but Bradley is going to be talking today about specific models that he's used in the past with clients and other models he's seen work in the wild to allow you to use these models more effectively. Anyways, Brad, take it off, bud.
Yeah. So when I was writing an article like 2 weeks ago, I was trying to describe, I was making some point about continuity offers and I was trying to, and then I started making some point about how they're like two different kinds and some particular concept applies to them. Can't remember the exact context, but then I realized it's not even just those two. There's like, I was thinking of all the different types of like recurring offers there are, and I realized they kind of fall into like rough groups. Now these groups, like, it's not like an exact science necessarily, because some continuity offers may overlap between these types, but I figured, grouping these into a few different types of categories helps. Let's, like, if you're starting a business for the first time and maybe, you want to have a recurring revenue type of business, this will help you, like, you kind of can see the pros and cons, the difficulties and the advantages of every single, type of recurring revenue product. Or if you already have a business and you have a few different options for adding a type, you can, like, compare the pros and cons of each and compare and or consider which one like fits your business best, or which one sounds most fun for you. Because also, an offer will do well. An offer, assuming it's people want it, will do well if you enjoy selling it, enjoy talking about it. So
Yeah.
that's important too. But I was doing that and I realized that all continuity offers, so all recurring revenue offers, anything that you pay a subscription fee, like a monthly fee for, fall generally into five categories. And that those are delivery based, content based, perks based, service slash coaching based, and then software based. So we'll get into each one, but you can kind of, based on the names, guess what those look like. So the first one, like I said, is delivery based. So when you think of like a subscription box, that's a delivery based one. There are two like subtypes within this though. So delivery based continuity, or at least there may be more, but I only, I want to cover just the top few. There may be more like really niche ones, but so the very first and most obvious one, or type of delivery based continuity, is a consumable auto replenishment. That sounds really fancy, but it's a consumable product like a supplement, food, candles, coffee, anything like that. And it auto replenishes. So subscribe and save. So if you go on Amazon and maybe you get paper towels delivered to you once a month or something, um, it's not a subscription box. It's not some special, like, it's just a one off product that you use and go through. So that the continuity is automatic shipping and automatic billing, right? Like Amazon subscribe and save. Super, super simple. Um, and I mean, like, obviously the advantage there is that you get recurring, or you get recurring refill orders from customers. It builds it into their routine. Like, the advantage beyond just recurring revenue, obviously, but the advantage of that kind of thing is, and you also don't have to like launch your own new like offer. You just, I mean, if you want to launch the subscription program, if it has features, you want to have like a big thing, sure. But like, it's just taking a product you already have and making it, adding a subscribe and save thing to it. So it works best if it works best if you already have, like, I don't know, maybe if you like sell gum or something, you could just set up a subscribe and save program. Boom. Now people can get it on autopilot to their door. The other type is subscription boxes. And it's funny, there are also two types within this. So there's a lot of fractalizing here. There's a lot of type of this, but I say that because there are two separate types that have their own ways of doing things. So there's the brand curated one, which is let me see. I have an example listed in here. Like Birchbox. That's the one when I was looking up. That's one that popped up. It's makeup, but you don't choose it. The brand is like sends you different like makeup every month. So the brand is curating it, and so the appeal here is that you're kind of like paying for like the expert to do the choosing for you. So there's another one that some of the channels I watch on YouTube advertise it, called Tac Pack. It's like a man kind of box that you'll get like a I don't know if we get like a knife, maybe like a pocket knife, or like you'll get like various man things. in it. But you aren't choosing any of that at all. You're just paying them to like almost like surprise you kind of, and give some excitement for the customer, some novelty. You're paying for the expert help. You just want stuff in that. You don't want a particular thing. And then there's customer curated where it's you choose. You like that meal kit company I always talk about. The
Yeah.
customer chooses what food they want in the box, right? Or you go to buy like a meat box. You choose the meat in the meat box, or you could choose like a default one if you want to. But you still are like you still have full transparency to what's in the box and what's what you're getting. So I hope that makes sense. Delivery based, very, very simple. It's either a normal product on auto replenishment, like repeat orders, or it's subscription boxes. And the subscription boxes, either the brand can curate it or the customer gets to choose what's in it. So next we have.
Yeah,
Oh, go ahead.
I actually have too. Like for example, Amazon. I order most of my health supplements from Amazon, and I have them set up so that by the time each one's running out, I already have the new order coming in. And then when it comes to like the box kits, not recently, but a few years ago, I was subscribed to what's called Mystery Tackle Box because I do a lot of fishing in the summer. So every month they would send you, I think it was like only $40 a month. They would send you what was like $60 worth of lures and gadgets and stuff like that you would use for fishing. But yeah, it was curated by like professional fishermen, and then like you got like a QR code that you would use your phone on, and it would send you directly to like videos on YouTube how to use each lure and all that. So like it had value plus the curiosity of what the hell am I going to get next month, right? So that was the appealing factor. It was like Christmas every month, right? Is the way it made it feel, right?
Yeah, and I like that example of having like content, like we've talked about before, where you get the product, but then they're giving you extra content as well to use it better, get bigger wins, get faster wins, get better wins, however you want to put it. So I like that idea too, and that's kind of shows how some of these models can start to overlap. Like there's a content, even though it's not like
Yeah.
paid specific content, there's a content aspect, even though it's a physical product. Which does bring us to our second type of continuity offer, content-based continuity offers. So the customer's paying for ongoing access to to information or content. So there are actually, I was thinking about this. There's only one real there's probably other types that I'm missing here, but some of them kind of overlap so much. Like a newsletter, basically, is what I'm saying. I have a paid newsletter as the only type of content based. There's probably other ones there's probably other ones I'm not thinking of, but a paid newsletter is like the most obvious example that comes to mind, or the most obvious subtype of a content based is you're paying for that content. So the example I like to use, Make It Rain Monthly by Chris Orzechowski. It's a paid newsletter. It's a print newsletter. And I mean, you get it digitally too, but it's primarily a print newsletter, and you're paying every month to get usually some sort of email / e-com related. I mean, sometimes it's just something he's doing in his own business that could apply to email marketing, e-com, whatever. But sometimes it's actual things he's done for clients. But you're paying to get some sort of strategy or set of tactics or something every month that you can implement in your own business. So I mean, fairly simple. It doesn't just have to be a print newsletter. The thing about print newsletters is it adds a premium factor. You're getting, remember when email was really cool to get 30 years ago or whatever. Now
the novelty.
Yeah, exactly. Mail. It's I got an email, mail, and you still get junk mail today, but getting your newsletter in the mail versus just on the computer. I mean, both just on the computer reading on a screen versus having it in your hand. It looks all nice and neat, right? That's paid news. So paid newsletters can either be print or online, or they can be, both. But there may be other ways that, what about this? Isn't this type of business model a content-based, continuity offer or whatever? And I was thinking about that myself when I was writing this. I'm like, what are and then they all kind of keep falling under the category of newsletter, whether it's a print newsletter you send, it's a online newsletter that have to go to a website and access it. It goes straight to their email inbox. It's a paid Substack newsletter, that kind of thing. I should also say that for content based, you can either again, the print newsletter, it's kind of Chris's own thing, or you can do it on a platform like Substack. Of course, there are pros and cons to using a platform versus your own. The more control that you have, the more work is involved, but the less obviously that some other platform can punish you for arbitrary, like Substack, like if you try to grow your following on Twitter, well, Twitter or Facebook or whatever can just one day shut you down. Whereas, if you have a list of people who've said, yes, I want to, I've paid for it, I want to get this newsletter. Well, a lot harder to, hold you hostage over that. So yeah, in conclusion on that section, you're paying for content, you're paying for help.
Yeah.
I suppose I'm trying to think maybe if you wanted to say, that's still a newsletter too. Like, I don't know if you're like trying to like learn something academically, but it's still ultimately always just, all roads lead to newsletters for that. So we'll go to the third one, and this is the perks-based continuity offer. So this is, you're paying, maybe it's better to say like membership, but I think within this is a type of, perks-based offer, but you're basically paying for like a smattering of perks and benefits and various other things. Kind of like a membership as a type of this, like, I'm trying, what's the other one? So these are kind of similar, but like, I guess you could say they're kind of, there's some overlap here, but like the first one is membership communities. So membership communities, paid membership communities, you pay a ongoing fee, and then you get to access the community. So the biggest example I have, which unfortunately it's no longer around, but well, they're around. He's around on Substack now, I think, and kind of revamping it, working with the brand a little bit, or reworking the brand a little bit. But Copy Chief used to be basically like the premier.
Kevin Rogers.
Yeah, that was the premier online community for copywriters, marketers, freelancers, kind of even adjacent to that, and then business owners as well, both to learn copy and to hire copywriters. So in there, you pay, I think it was $2,000 a year. Might have, price might have gone up at some point, but you got, all the forums with all the people in there. You have the job board forum thread thing. You have monthly trainings. You had a bunch of, all the past monthly trainings. A bunch of expert people in the industry are in there. You have other courses in there. You have the live events, which do cost money, but, well, I can't remember from membership. No, you might have had to have a higher level of membership, but you have all this different stuff as part of this community, and you're not paying for like any one thing. If you're paying for any one thing, it's like the community experience, but there's a bunch of different benefits in there. Like I said, Copy Chief, job board, networking, courses.
How we met. So that's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. Even too, like they had like AI tools. They start towards the end, they were developing like AI tools and stuff. That's, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that falls under this one fee. And so that's what a membership community is. And there's, engagement between people, and there are people networking, meeting each other and all that stuff. I'm in another one now that's not Copy Chief, but same thing. Like, we interact with each other, and we get access to a bunch of different benefits that are not just like talking to each other. So the second type of perks based is I could not think of a very good name for it. So there's probably a name that I'm forgetting, but I just called it like a perk/privilege program. There's probably a really
like
obvious
VIP.
Name. Not exactly. Let me just say the brand. So I have Amazon Prime, Costco, Sam's Club, and then Carnivore Snacks is The Hunt, which is, I only know that again from Chris. So this is when you're paying a fee, and it's not like a membership community. You're just paying a fee for like various benefits.
Yeah.
Usually like discounts and rewards and other things. So 3 examples. So Amazon Prime, you're paying, it's really like a pittance if you look at how much, like it's so small of a fee. It's like a few bucks a month, and then you get, tons and tons of Prime eligible, like overnight. Sometimes they can ship literally the same day, although every time I've chose same day shipping, they always mess it up and it always arrives the next day anyway. So, but besides that, with Prime, you get to do, 1 day overnight shipping for like tons of, and it's not like random obscure items. It's like I can order like most of the things in my kitchen, most of the books I have, a lot of stuff in my apartment is probably available on Amazon Prime. Like, and all I'm paying is like 100 something a year. And then, they also have other things. And also free shipping. There's other things as well. Prime streaming. I get way more than $140 worth of value out of that, right? But it's not like it's a bunch of different little things that kind of add up. The Hunt from Carnivore Snacks, that one, it's let's see, I have it listed here. Free Wagyu brisket on sign up, 5% cash back every time you buy any Carnivore Snacks from Carnivore Snacks. access to exclusive cuts of meat, and then referral rewards for bringing people. I don't know if they have only a referral program in the hunt, but one idea could be there's a referral program outside of it that gets you some level of reward. But then if you join the hunt, your referrals get like amplified. So it's like you get 2x the reward or something. That would be a cool thing to do. I don't know what they do on that front, but like I just said, you get free thing on sign up. You get 5% cash back and all snacks. You get other little perks and benefits here. So, and I can't remember. I wonder if I think I have the page right here. It's not a lot of money, relatively speaking, if I remember correctly.
Well,
$59 a year.
Relative to the product, right?
It's $59 a year. And now that doesn't, you're not getting free product, but you're essentially getting a delayed 5% off every product, which if you buy it a lot, you're stacking all this cash back and accessing the exclusive cuts, and you get the sign up bonus, and you can refer people and get, it says $10 when your friend signs up, all that for $60 a year. So if you refer just 3 friends, you've covered half your fee without even shopping for anything. And then, I'm not going to keep going into it because you see the benefit here. It's a whole smattering of benefits. And then Costco and Sam's Club, we're all familiar with Costco and Sam's Club. You pay for the yearly membership or whatever, and then you scan the card and you go and you get the Costco and Sam's Club rates, which is usually, it's like bulk warehouse pricing or whatever. That's fairly easy to understand. I will say, like, if you have like a ton of different types of products, then, and they're consumable, obviously, then a perk or privilege program would work well. It's because there has to be like lots of opportunity to buy different things, to have all those like benefits in there. You want to have like a lot of different kinds of products. If you only have like 2 different kinds of products, you could do one. It just, not as many customers are going to see the value necessarily. You could probably just do like a simple like loyalty program, like every time they buy, they get points. But Carnivore Snacks has a few different products at least. Amazon obviously has like a bajillion different products, and then same with Costco and Sam's Club. That's who those tend to work better for. And then obviously, membership communities. If you are an expert in something and can put, and can bring the right people together, then you can have a paid membership community. Like, again, Kevin Rogers, he had a lot of experience as a launch copywriter and a copywriter for various other things, but I think he cut his teeth as a launch copywriter.
Yeah,
launch. What?
Yeah, launches for ClickBank offers.
Yeah, that, and then he partnered with it, and continued to. But like, he had all the experience. He brought in other people in the industry, had all that experience, and they kind of they formed that membership community around that particular idea. And it was just focused on helping people in that niche like advance their career and giving all these benefits and whatnot as a result, or in order to in pursuit of that. So the fourth one, we'll move on. Coaching base. This is what you and I do. Technically speaking, I sign a deal with a client, and then I sit down and I do work for them or with them, right? And those are the 2 types that I've identified in terms of service and coaching base, are DFY and DWI, done for you, done with you, right? And my internet's not dropping. Hang on a second. Am I still there?
Yeah, you got choppy there for a second, kind of cut out, but.
So let me just repeat that. So there's done for you and done with you for service and coaching base. And I'm sure most people have heard of this difference before. Done for you is you pay me. So I'm going to use me as an example because, I do this for clients, or I do a service for clients. They pay me, and then I sit down and I do, I write the emails, I do the stress. They still have buy-in, or I still have buy-in from them. I'm still, the way I work is I like to get buy-in from my clients at, ideation, writing, and then final preview before scheduling and sending. I like them to see it often to make sure everyone's on the same page, but I'm still doing the work for a done for you service. And then every month they're paying me a retainer fee, right? Obviously, you can work for a client on a non-retainer basis, but we're talking about continuity offers here. So a continuity offer as a service provider might be a retainer, right? Or a lawyer might be on retainer for somebody, right? Like you are providing that service, and in exchange, you're getting that monthly fee. That is a continuity offer. It's, you don't think, when you hear continuity, or when you hear subscription-based offer, continuity offer, you think of the subscription boxes, but this is as well done for you service. Bookkeepers as well, virtual assistants, all those kinds of email marketing management, like we do, that whole kind of thing. And then there's done with you, which is, I can't remember if I wrote an article or if this is still in the hopper to write, but the different levels of value you provide, where it's like, the more involved you are, the more involved
Yeah.
I am with the client, the more they pay me because the more work I'm
Yeah.
doing. That's done for you, right? Done with you is a step down. You are doing it like you're probably still working, but they're doing the work as well. I don't know a lot of people do done with you stuff. I suppose like group cohort programs can be
Yeah.
done with you. They can also be a step down where it's like you don't, but maybe a lower price cohort kind of program. But most cohort style, most DWY things I've been in have been group cohort like programs where they do it with you. Actually, I believe was it what was it Accelerator in Copy Chief
Yeah.
was kind of like that because Accelerator, for those watching, it was a coaching group within that Copy Chief community that you paid more. It was a higher level, closer to Kevin and his coaches, and it was a smaller group. It was only a couple dozen people maximum, I think. Whereas Copy Chief itself had hundreds, if not thousands, of members. I don't know, but it was some fraction of the it was the higher level people who want to like pay more and accelerate their career, literally. So the whole premise around that was every other week you could bring a business problem to the call for a hot seat session, and then Kevin and the coaches and and your fellow students would all help you solve it. And so here you're getting done with you. You still have to do it. I'm the client in this case. I still have to do the work, but Kevin and others are just coming along and saying, here's what you do. And they're not just telling me only, like they're doing it with me as well. But like, I'm the one still primarily like creating whatever assets are being created, or, sending the proposal to the client, or whatever business problem I'm solving. I'm the one doing it. They're helping me. So that's a good example of a DWI, a done with you. So obviously, if this is service providers, this is freelance professionals, the lawyers, marketers, accountants, I don't know, architects, or anyone who provides a service as a freelancer, really, that's who that works for. So finally, we have the software-based ones. And I originally was kind of put software under a type of, or as a type of like content-based a little bit. And then I realized, it's probably like you could kind of slot it under there because a lot of software does have, I get that you could kind of, but I figured it works better as its own separate thing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different ways you can like slice and dice like software based, but I figured one good way to look at it, again, this is not perfect. There's other ways to group these. I just think that this is kind of one of the more useful models, these 5 groups for thinking of it this way. But horizontal and vertical SaaS or software, because I think on any subscription-based software is going to be set because it's a service. You're not buying it, and it's provided on an ongoing basis. It's usually how it works. Thrivecart's an exception. I believe that's a SaaS, but you can buy it for a one-time fee. But horizontal means, and let's get into the 2 types. Horizontal means it serves like businesses across any industry. It accomplishes particular objectives that like any business.
Oh, looks like we just lost Brad. Shit.
Oh,
Oh,
what's going on?
yep.
Are we
You still
here?
there?
I just freeze again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you cut completely out there. Like you came off the
Literally, my
screen.
internet is always fine until we do these. You froze again.
Yeah, takes a lot of bandwidth, I guess.
Really shouldn't. I mean,
No,
you can do this on an iPhone.
I do it on my Android. The camera on my computer kind of sucks, though. That's why. Oh, looks like we lost him again. Let's maybe give it a few more minutes, see if he comes back. Oh, there we go.
Are you there?
Yeah, I think your internet connection's playing peekaboo.
Okay. Are we good? Or is Substack going to freak out again? No.
I don't know.
Okay.
Substack's
We're
glitchy.
almost done. So
I don't know
we're
what
almost
it
done. So
is.
I'm gonna try to power through this. So
Yeah, no worries.
starting over real quick. SaaS software, the last one. the last category. There's horizontal and vertical. Horizontal solves problems across every industry basically. And again, these two subcategories have some overlap, but they solve like general like business problems, like trying to think of, oh well, I guess I can.
Microsoft.
Google Workspace, yeah, or Microsoft, yeah, like a word
Yeah.
processor, like that's, you could customize it a little bit for your industry or job role or anything, but like it's not like you can only use that if you're in marketing or in finance or something like that, right? And it's not just those like common tools either. There's probably like there's higher level like paid tools that are more broadly horizontal. So the selling points like for these, obviously, like it solves a business problem that any business would have. So accounting software is another example, although you could get like industry specific accounting softwares, but even then I would kind of count those are kind of horizontal-ish. And sorry, my mouse is acting up. Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So the thing about software in general is that like it becomes embedded, like if it's good, if it solves a problem, it becomes embedded in their daily workflows, their daily function. Like they literally, like it's hard, it's especially hard compared to other products. Like it's hard to get rid of a supplement that you're using in a routine, but I can just like turn off the thing and stop reordering, and then like I may notice some decline, but I can still go about my day. But a business that gets the software and then the software is handling critical functions or like something that used to take a lot longer, it's really hard to ditch that software, even for like a competitor, because you have to do, that everyone knows that it's always a headache migrating anything between any software of any kind. It is always 100% a headache. You can never do it flawlessly. It's never happened in human history, and I'm convinced. At least that's my personal experience. I've never had a flawless migration without some issue coming up. So think about that. For me personally, small scale, big company isn't really not going to want to have to do that if they don't have to, and so they're going to stick with the software. That's what if you can, if you can do the software offer well, then you can really hook customers in. But so the horizontal is across every industry. Vertical SaaS goes, instead of going this way, it's vertical, right? It's very specifically built for one industry. It solves like problems that a particular industry or maybe an industry at a similar industry that's adjacent to it solves. So these ones, it kind of takes that last benefit I said and builds on it even more, because there's just fewer options, right? You could have a bunch of different accounting softwares, and do they have the features and the functionality that works best for you, or does it function well? Like, can you move around the software? Like all those kinds of things. But with industry specific, there's just inherently going to be fewer, because it's like for a specific, it's for a specific industry. It's just how it is. It solves a specific problem in the industry. There's probably going to be fewer choices, or there's going to be, it performs like a more critical, like an industry specific critical function. And so it's like very, 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 very important that company chooses the right software. And so it's going to be very hard to justify switching to another option, right? And so if you can sell the vertical SaaS really well, you can really get people like get customers anchored into your business, and it's hard for them to, it's harder for them to justify leaving. So, I mean, that looks like I got to all of the 5 types. I'm just going to recap them real quick.
Yeah, man.
We have delivery based, so consumables like this, just on autopilot, or subscription boxes, which can either be the brand curated surprise me ones, or the customer curated, like I want to put it together, like Good Ranchers. I put together, well, I chose a box that they were selling, but I chose it, right? Like I didn't just like say subscribe and then they send whatever they want. Content based, which is mostly just various forms of paid newsletter, whether free or paid, whether print or digital, or on a platform, or like not on someone's platform, or what platform you're on, or these kinds of things. Perks based, which is membership communities where you get access to a bunch of different people and courses and resources and stuff. And then privilege based, or perks and privilege based, or you almost say like points and cash back. I don't know. Dude, Substack, what is your problem? All right, there we go. Am I back?
Not visually. Oh, now you are. Actually, now okay. It's good. Now it's perfect. Now you're clear in every way. Right at the end.
All right, we are almost done. Substack is really fighting us every step of the way here. Okay, so membership communities and perks/privilege programs, where like you pay and you get cash back and points and referrals and little bits here and there, a lot of little different things that add up to something big. Service and coaching base, either I'm doing it for the client or I'm doing it with the client and they're implementing, but I'm helping them, kind of like a sort of a consulting thing. And then software based, you have horizontal or vertical SaaS, depending on if you want to solve a general business problem for a lot of different types of businesses, or a specific business problem for, or I guess a specific business problem for many types of businesses, or a specific business problem for a specific industry. Yeah, those are the five. Sorry for the technical difficulties. For some weird reason, Substack Lives uniquely want to hamper my internet connection. I don't know why. Like I can do video calls just fine, but either way, we did manage to get through it. So cover all those. I do have an article on this, by the way, that covers a lot of the same material. Also up on my Substack if you want the what's the word? The written version. It's the end of the day. Words are hard now, but yeah. Other than that, Pete, you got anything else to add?
Not much to add, no. I would say each and every single one of those continuity offers you just mentioned, I've been subscribed to at least each one. I've done the surprise box thing, like I mentioned earlier, the mystery tackle box one, and there was another one too that was also phishing. Same idea, just called something different. I forget what it was called. It was more of a Canadian-based one, so it sucked. Sorry, but like everything good comes from the U.S. when it comes to that kind of stuff. Like, what is it like the whole fishing industry? Canada's fishing industry is smaller than just the state of California, so it's sad, it's bad. But yeah, that all that said, I've subscribed to continuity based offers for like paid newsletters and stuff like that. I would say those ones were the ones that I tend to stay subscribed the most, because I would say that it's probably more relationship based when it's content, right?
That's true.
And I would find so like if you're trying to build your own business, especially if it's more of a personal brand kind of thing, I would say anything that deals with content or delivery in some form is probably better, because it's just building and deepening that relationship more. I would say anything that's tends to be software is very cold and more separated from the individual. So I find SaaS is usually the first thing I cancel when I'm looking at my credit card statement and I go, why am I still paying for that?
It is the least related. I was thinking about it right here, and it's like, I don't like SaaS. It's like, is it like literally solving a problem for you right now as you look at your credit card statement or whatever? No, cancel. Is Chris Orzakowski's Make It Rain Monthly solving a problem for me right this instant? Maybe not right this instant, but like I do, like like I'm friends with the guy and I've been a subscriber forever and I read his emails, and like just because like maybe a particular newsletter didn't actually help me all that much, which has happened. I don't think it's ever happened where it's never helped me, but there's been some where it's just like, it's not as like it's more e-com focused. So it helps me with clients, but maybe I don't have any e-com clients at the moment. So it's like, it's helpful information, but it just doesn't really apply to me. Am I going to cancel? No, because it's still a little helpful. But even if that particular one's not like helpful, like there's more, and also like the relationship is built up. I can't just cancel Chris Orzakowski's and go to another guy selling Make It Rain Monthly. Nobody else is selling Make It Rain Monthly. It's his personality. It's his experiences. It's his, it's those things that are unique to him, plus the abstracted from the person, knowledge, like how to write a good email and all the other stuff that's like more objective, I guess, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's true. The first things I did, I had to go cancel some charges recently, or cut some expenses. And the first ones
software,
not exactly software, but I think my first one is like my Xbox Live subscription, which SaaS-ish, because it's software.
Sure.
You don't even own the games that you pay for. You like licensed to play them.
Yeah,
like,
so dumb now,
which is stupid. But I can't. I cancel that. So it is it's the same thing. It's like I don't really have a relationship with Microsoft. I guess I do. I got an Xbox when I was like 5 years old, but like it's not the same as like I know, like Chris is a person I know as well, and I interact with his copy, his text, which is him, right? So that's why it makes a lot more sense that you would cancel software first. It's just like, if it's not solving that problem immediately, you could just always come back later, like rebuy it
Yeah.
again, right? So, and then I think the physical products, it could go either way, because with ecom, like the challenge is a lot of ecom is very transactional. The challenge is creating that personality and that voice, and so ecom can go kind of the who cares about this SaaS transactional, or it can lean more towards the relationship. Like for me with Good Ranchers and Heart and Soil, Good Ranchers, excellent customer service, all the million other things I rant about, like they lean actually more towards like I can't just cancel because I don't want steak that particular month or day or whatever. Like I'm still going to stick with it because I like them personal. I mean, I don't know anyone at the company really, but I like them on that a slightly deeper level than just like this is a product I'm using or not, right? So like physical products can kind of go either way. Trying to think, what are the other ones we didn't just mention in that? Doo, 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 doo. Services. Well, I guess services are also kind of hard to cancel, but you have to like you have to see some like no value for a while. The clearest cut one, I think. Before I say this and am wrong, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, the clearest cut one mathematically would be like the perks based one. Well, in particular, the perks/privilege program. You could say it for a membership community too, because you want to be getting the ROI, but it's a little harder sometimes. With perks and privilege like based programs, it's usually for more transactional things where people are. I mean, not necessarily. There can be some relationship aspect, but the whole point of this is to like people pay you money, and then you give them rewards that are worth money, right? And so for the customer, it has to make sense. For the math just has to make sense. Think of it like this: I have a travel credit card that has a $99 a year annual fee. To me, that's worth it because of the perks on there. Now, the perks aren't like super awesome, but like there's those travel cards that are like $599 a year, right? Like really expensive. But you get like a $300 statement credit for travel. So like your first $300 every year are basically just covered by the credit card company. You get like lounge access. You get like various rates of cashback. You get all this stuff. So some guy making several $100,000 a year who has that credit card, well, he spends like he gets enough out of that, all the different things. He travels a bunch. He spends a lot of money at grocery stores, at restaurants, and all that stuff. He's going to get way more than $600 worth of value out of that. And so for him, objectively, mathematically speaking, he should get the card, right? Same thing here. Like if objectively, mathematically, you are getting more value out of like free shipping from Amazon Prime and like the time value of money of getting a product tomorrow versus in 3 days, which that's a little harder to measure, admittedly, but it's still, you see what I'm saying? Like all offers, all products are like this, but it's a lot clearer that it's all just cost benefit or cost return. Am I getting more dollars out of my perk/privilege program than I am putting in? Like with the hunt as well. Like the hunt is $60 a year, which is it's like nothing. But are you with that 5% cash back? Are you getting at least $60 cash back, or are you referring at least 6 friends a year to get you to that $60, or some combination of that? Or getting early access to an exclusive cut, is that worth something to you? But usually there are a few of the features that are just pure dollar value. And if you can make the dollar value alone seem like it's likely to outweigh your monthly fee, then it's literally a no-brainer for those types of customers. It's literally a no-brainer for a frequent carnivore snacks buyer to be the Hunt member. They pay $60 a year, and they probably save that much in cash back within the first few months if they're routinely buying it. So that one, I will say, the perk/privilege is like the most just straightforward mathematically. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that covers. Unless there's anything else you have, I think that covers that pretty well. So,
I think we're good.
Yeah. Sweet. All right.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank y'all for tuning in. See y'all.
See you, buddy.